I help run, and I was a co-founder of the Black Menaces. We're a TikTok and an organization simultaneously, and we do political and social advocacy through using the power of social media. We're like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Gen Z BIPOC-led organization, right? And that's, to me, very beautiful, because what I've realized is white individuals have made the decisions for Black people for so long in politics, in organizations, and all these different things. The decisions have never been made by Black individuals. And I think what I am so happy and I pride myself on is that we are led by Black people and brown people. As a Black leader in that space, that's one of my biggest goals always, is to find ways to empower Black and brown people. And we're making decisions for ourselves because we deserve to.
So the thing that makes me most proud about being a member, like being a Black Menaces and the work that we're doing, is definitely like hearing the work that it puts out and the change that it's made in the community. First, I think we want to like get our own story out, like the Black story, the Black experience out to the world. But then it kind of just grew into getting like any type of any marginalized community's voice out there and heard, because like we had such a grand platform. And we were able to use it to help the Black community and like expose like how it is being a Black person at BYU, but also what it's like to be like a member of the LGBTQ+ community on a PWI campus, or what it's like to be a DACA member on a PWI campus, what it's like to feel like you're not heard at school, because it is hard when you go to a PWI and it seems like you're getting gaslighted because nobody understands what you're going through. And so I think it's important, and I'm glad like through the Black Menaces we've been able to tell people, like let people know about these different experiences that people have had on these predominantly white institutions.
So we care a lot about education and changing it so that it incorporates courses that are mandatory at colleges that teach about systemic racism and its origins and how it impacts us today, that teach about the queer liberation movement and how queerphobia is rampant in today's society, right? These classes that every student and every person needs to know, that you shouldn't be able to walk through life without knowing the true history of our country. One thing that makes me super proud of the Black community is when we advance and when we get more rights, etc., I think we naturally pull other people with us. The civil rights movement helped a lot of different groups of people and was the backing for so many liberation movements around our country. MLK connected people in a way that is super difficult. And especially in a time that was very tough, right? Something that's not talked about a lot is that there was a lot of Black people that in the time was like, MLK, you're pushing a little bit too much. You're doing a little too much for us right now, and you're risking our own lives. And I think, to me, what's beautiful about that is he kept going. And I think that's what moves me and helps me remember, is that like, no matter how many people are fighting against you, if you feel inside your soul that what you're doing is moved by something greater than you, then you have to keep pushing.
I think knowing who Martin Luther King was and how he approached people helps me and makes me want to approach people in a similar way. There is a point, and we've been pushed to that point as a Black community, where we need to push back, we need to fight back, and I hope eventually what we do with the Black Menaces will become like how people know Martin Luther King. Maybe not to that exact same level, but I want people to know the Black Menaces and to know what we're pushing. I think the biggest piece of advice for Black young adults would be that don't change who you are depending on like what situation you're in. Life is hard, but you grow, and as you grow, you're gonna continue to learn how to deal with the situations that come up as they come up.
And so I would say be authentic and be bold. Be yourself. Who cares what everybody else thinks? They're gonna look at you, they're gonna, like, no matter what you do, they'll stare at you, they'll say stuff, and nothing you do will actually ever change that. And I think knowing that helps you be authentic and helps you be bold, because you're gonna walk down the street, they might clench their purse, and let them clench their purse and know that you got more money than them. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing for it. I hope that every Black person in Utah is able to truly find themselves and find themselves in the communities that they need to be in, that they're able to speak power to truth wherever they are and however they want to live, whether that's religious or non-religious, whether it's that or this, finding whoever they are, right? And being true to themselves in that way. There's that comfort and that peace that will come inherently, And once you find it, it's going to be beautiful, right? But that only happens when you're your true self.